So just logging into doing the tenant login on here. So here we have the dashboard. We have the information. This is data flowing through. This is actual data flowing through via simulators of data being loaded, coming in. We have a limited amount from the simulator, so I don't have anything going out to a scheme such as NPP or there. So such totals like these are not active on this demo, but it shows that it's real data working how we are calculating other totals and doing there. I showed these before that the totals were changing. The parts we put on also is we will tell you what our filters are. So you'll see we're using product ID, NPP, currency code, AUD. For transaction statistics, we're just doing it on bank ID. And this happens to be just for this environment. The script, it's WP-AUS. Product ID, those are the changes for the dashboard as in last time. So here, I had the settings. It's really just changing whatever values I had. You would see them actually work. You would see them take effect real time, where before these weren't. Liquidity management. This now is, last time I showed you this screen where these are the positions. At the moment, it's only configured for one position. And on this, and then we make some adjustments. This is now interacting with IPF. I could enter an amount. So we're going to do one. You can do it saying, I want to change my calculated available, change the settled. This brings me to exception handling. So exception handling, I know this is going to be a heavy topic. At the moment, I want to focus on just working on payments. So this is going to be a common screen, whether you are a person working on your approval, you're an approver, or you're working on the actual exceptions. We're going to have the same common screen. These will be your default columns. And when you do a search, you're going to see access to all your exceptions. So if you have items, we're going to have the names of the queues and these exception IDs. At the moment, these are just codes. Again, interim step. Here are all the different elements that if you want to do a display, approval queue here, you can add them in here. Apologize. Again, we're using, at the moment, the interim step, it's a number, but it will be the business term that you called it. That is there. But in case you're a person, you're like, you know what? I'm a person who's working on operational queues. I have access to everything. Here's everything. Either way, I would have an item. You have your list of queues. If I want to reduce down, saying I only want to see this queue or that queue, you have the choice to filter. If I'm an approver, in the same thing, where you came in and you communicate to the system, I'm coming into approve, you go here, you would have the same screen, and then this would have a list of what you have access to. When you have your items, if an item is worked on, there will be a they will go for 4i verification. When an item is sent to verify, if I'm an operations person, our intent is the operations person will still see the item here, but it'll be in a different color and it'll be marked and it'll show that it's in the approval state, but at least you have viewable access to it. And this follows the common theme, I should say, wrong term, user experience that the other elements of the control set it uses. But this way you know where it is and it's there. Take an item, I want to open the item. It's here. You have your drop-down list of actions. It's possible this might be changing from here. But again, that is the point of Agile. But for the moment, you have your list of predefined actions that somebody can do. And if I want to cancel an item, you have to put in a reason code for it. Say you even want to return the funds, so you need a return reason code. You put it in, or request for cancel, you would have those items. So here's your item. I want to do cancel. I submit the item. So right now, because we're in interim state, it just says submitted successfully. It will say submitted successfully, sent to verify, or sent to, real processing, depending on the flow of the rules of the message. I already mentioned the part, well, actually it was here. If I want to do a TRN, I want to do a search. If I do a range on here, I guess that we just did it on timestamp. Log timestamp. These will be reordered. If I want to do timestamp and I want to do a range from here to there, we preface it and we already calculate what you're allowed to go out to as your intent, and then you can always reduce the time. Those are some adjustments in there. We adjust what filters are there. We had a long list, now there's a lot less. There is content that I believe David going to be discussing, that there might be even more changes coming here that you might want to talk about. Okay, so the reports. The reports, the way David Slavek and I look at them as their data extracts. So you have your things where you could search on aliases, the audit log, the message report. This is if this trace feature is activated. We anticipate it will only be activated in test environments, not production, but nonetheless, to help with testing, we include it. Scheme notifications and transactions. When you have your items, you have a choice to, here are all your items that you could do filters on, or you could just do a pure data extract. I can run it as to the screen, or I can have it go to Excel on there, and then it's just a pure grid output, nothing else. Let me just go back. Say I want to have it go to reports. You'll come over here. You notice that all the difference was templates versus generated reports. You have your items here saying success, which means it's here. I can download it. Here we are. And here's your Excel. The thing, again, it's mainly it's a data extract. So it's the business. It's essentially the business intelligence plus audit. Alias, message. Again, message would be only if the trace feature is activated. Otherwise, there's no data captured. Endpoint trace feature. Scheme notifications. And transaction search.
So we're creating one additional log called 2.4, which is the investigations log. It's a further log that will get added in.
Canteen messages?
Yeah, the canteen messages.